Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for your time. I'm so excited
Absolutely.
for this interview. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. Looking forward to this little trip we got coming up. So that should be
It's
fun.
going to be so much fun. I'm going to
Yeah.
start with the questions. First, I wanted to ask you, you've been together for over 25 years now. When you look back,
Yes.
what do you feel hasn't changed about you guys as a band?
As a band, I think that's a good question. I think pretty much nothing has changed, and it's not a pun about the song that we released last year. Like it really our approach and our general attitude and the way we go about things has remained kind of the same in our relationship. Hopefully communicate, like little things have improved communication, the way we handle touring, the way we handle songwriting. Hopefully we're better at all of it, but like the approach is still the same. I mean, we're still, guys that care about this band, that want to do it. We still try to write the best songs possible, and hopefully our fans can connect to them. We still get on stage, and our attitude when we get on stage is to give the best show that we can. Like there's all these little things that sort of have stayed the same in how we go about being in this band. But we've been fortunate that the this band and its music has resonated with more and more and more people over the years. So like we're doing things the same, but everything seems to be bigger and better.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing that nothing has changed inside you. I think that's something very important for the bands, that they still feel the same as they felt when they were starting.
I think so. I think so. I mean, it's like it's a good idea, and it's a good attitude to sort of like update your goals as you go on. Like obviously if like the first approach or the first attitude was like one day we're gonna play a show in front of 1,000 people, and then when you get there it's like, okay, one day we're gonna visit this country and do the same thing, and then when you do that it's like, okay, well, one day, like that's part of the evolution of a band. But I think the attitude that we have towards what this band means to us and to people, that's remained the same.
Yeah, that's amazing. I saw that you guys released a documentary last year,
Yes.
The Kids in the Crowd.
Yes.
That's amazing. It's so cool to see. It was so cool to see that documentary. I was so happy. And I wanted to ask you, when you were doing this documentary, reliving all those early days, do you think that inspired you in a way to your newest music? Like, was that an inspiration to make something new?
Um, yeah, I think so in a way. When we made our last album, Harder Than It Looks, the sort of the inspiration behind the most of the music and what we wanted to talk about was to kind of put ourselves in the shoes of the people we were in the early Simple Plan days. So that sort of come back to your roots attitude has been with us for a few years now. But when we're making the documentary, I mean, we know we filmed everything in the early days, and the archival footage is there because of Patrick that was on tour with us and just wouldn't put his camera down. But I mean, to see how much of it we have and how much of it is documented, like it's crazy. It's we're extremely
Yeah.
fortunate to have had one of the first ever content creators on tour with us back in 2002, 2001, 2002, like when it wasn't a thing. And I think when I was looking at those images, like it almost feels like it's someone else, like it happened to another person,
Yeah,
because well, first of all, we were so young, and everything was so new. It was the first time of anything that had to do with our band. And I mean, yeah, it really I kind of blew my mind. And when my daughter saw it, like same thing, she's like, "Oh my God, you're so young. I can't believe all the things that you did." Because I mean, re talking about what the band is at now and telling stories is one thing, but to have the visuals that go along with it and to be able to
yeah,
share
the
that with the world, that's
memories.
just a whole other level. Yeah.
You remember the first time that Simple Plan came to Mexico?
I think I do. I have vague memories of it. Like I remember this weird hotel, like the Camino Real. I remember like that was like I mean, we've spoken about it many times over the years, but like Mexican fans and Brazilian fans, there's just something that happens when we go to these countries that is just out of this world as far as the reaction, the passion, and the dedication and the loyalty of the fans. And from my memory, anyways, we could feel it from the first time we ever went to Mexico. Like we could feel that passion, that intensity, and we knew that we were in the right place at the right time playing shows in front of our Mexican fans.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you so
Hmm.
much for you know, think of us that way. It's really
Yes, of
cool to see
course.
the bands that love Mexico so much. I think the
Hmm.
Mexican crowd is really crazy,
Yeah,
so that
but
made it
good crazy.
special. Yeah.
Good crazy, like intense and really they come to the show to have a good time. Like there are some cities in different parts of the world that culturally react differently, and then there are some cities in different parts of the world that they come to the show and they're sort of expecting the band to impress them. They're just like, okay, show me what you got, you know? And then
Yeah,
there's
they started like this.
exactly. They're kind of like, okay, let me judge if this is a good show or not. And
Uh-huh.
then when you're in Mexico, as soon as you step on stage, people are there to have a good time and enjoy it, and that makes us enjoy it even more.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have a special memory for any time you were here in Mexico where you saw something crazy happened on the audience or something like that? Like, wow, what the fuck is this? Or
I
something like
mean,
that.
I know that sometimes the fans get together and they make like everybody has the same sign and they'll bring it up during a specific moment in the show. So that's always a cool thing. That's always something that happens in Mexico. I know that there's always people waiting for us at the hotel or at the airport, and sometimes like we don't have time to sign or take pictures, but and like we always try to. So let's say I know that the van has to leave at like 3 to go to the show. Like I'll come down at least 20 minutes before to make sure I meet everybody. And that's something that's really cool about our fans in Mexico.
That's something I know the fans appreciate because sometimes we kind of get a little crazy with the bands that we love.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
but okay, so my advice, if you stay cool, like it's gonna be no
yeah.
problem. So that's always what we tell, like because sometimes there's security around the hotel and they're just like, oh, and we're like, no. If everybody's nice, then it's fine. Like
It's
we
yeah.
will go and see everyone.
Was there a moment on tour that you had to go on tour with certain band that you used to like look up to, and when you saw them, like you froze or something?
Yeah, that kind of happens constantly. We've in the past couple of years, we've done so many amazing shows with great artists, and just to name a few, there's Avril Lavigne, of course, that we toured with her t like 20 years prior. We had toured with her all across the world, and now we got to do it again over summer 24 and summer 25, which was absolutely amazing. But my personal favorite has been The Offspring. We
Mm,
toured Canada with them in 22. We toured America with them in 23. Um, we've got to go to Japan with them, I think, and then we got to go to Australia with them and did a full European run with them. Like, I mean, so we've gone around the world with the Offspring, and it's one of the CDs. It's the first. Smash is the first CD I ever bought with my own money, and then it's one of the first CDs that I used to play along to learn guitar.
wow.
So to be just like sort of hanging out with them, and they're so sweet. They're very nice guys. And when I learned that we were going to tour with them, I was just like, okay, wow, this is kind of this is it.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of happens to me too. Like sometimes I get to meet bands that I used to play as a child. Like I'm going to say it right now, and it's like, oh my God, I can't
Yeah,
believe it.
amazing.
Yeah, but it's great, and to see that you guys have this same feeling as us fans is even cooler.
Hmm.
So, reliving those moments and going back a little bit into the questions, how does it feel to be coming back to Mexico right now? And how does that compare to the first time that you came?
It feels really good. I'll just leave it at that. Like very simple. Like it just feels awesome. We try to go every year as many places as we can. And sometimes we have to skip a year or two to go to different countries and be able to plan tours properly. And of course, wanting to keep some time to be home with our family. So we can't be on tour 12 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And but to be able to always have Mexico as one of our destinations that either we'll come in for a festival or we'll do like 3, 4 shows in a row and then come back the next year or a couple years later. It's just part of the circuit that we do. And it's yeah, I mean, I personally love it. I love Mexico. I love the food. I love the people, and that makes it a fun destination for us to go.
Yay. Have you tried micheladas?
I think so. I think we've tried most of everything at this point. We've been there so many times, and I always joke that any type of food in taco form is always much better. Uh, so there's that.
If sometimes you get nostalgic, if sometimes you miss those early days, like when you were kids, I know it was different to make music when you were starting than now that you guys are Simple Plan, you know?
Hmm.
Do you sometimes miss that nostalgic part?
Yeah, I mean, in specific relations to the band, I mean, this is going to be a two-sided answer because I think for life in general, I definitely miss the days when we did not have the whole world in our pocket on a phone, where we were constantly glued to it, and we could make an effort to enjoy the things around us a little bit more and
Yeah,
to appreciate the little things in that sense. And then on the flip side, that also has brought to every band a direct connection to not only the fans, but to what they want and what works for you as a band. Like in the early days of Simple Plan, we'd write a whole record. We'd have endless meetings about what the single was going to be. Then you make a video, hundreds of thousands of dollars, the label would put in and marketing and all of that. And then you'd put it out. And then you work, and then maybe a few months later you would know if it was gonna, if the people were gonna react to it or not, and then
yeah,
the album was gonna come, and then you tour. Nowadays it's instantaneous. You put out a song, not only can you read the comments right away, but you see the numbers and like, okay, this
yeah.
people love this. People in Mexico love this. Let's go there. So there's all these things that come with instant data or permanent access or all this data that you have access to, which is an interesting thing. But I do get nostalgic about simpler times, especially now that I have an 11-year-old that grew up in this digital world that we have. So like very often I'm like, well, in the old days, you picked one movie that you would watch
Yeah,
twice over the weekend, and then you had to bring it back. She's like, why would you watch it twice? I'm like, I don't know. It's just the only movie we had. So
that was
we
the
have
way it
these.
was.
I know yeah. So it's an interesting thing to revisit once you have children. But yes, I do get nostalgic.
Oh, that's really cool. How do you think you guys now adapted to this digital era? Was this hard, weird? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think it kind of came naturally. Like Chuck's not very in touch with everything that the band every data that is available with the band, and it's extremely useful to have someone like that sort of internally managing everything that works, whether it's content, whether it's set lists, songs that are reacting well on Spotify, trends that are going on that might be using our music, trends that we should be doing because it's fun to do and we enjoy making content for Instagram and TikTok and all of that. I mean, I think we kind of transitioned into it and sort of embraced it is what it is. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, and I'm not gonna do that, and we're just kind of like, yeah, sure.
Why
Like
not?
back in the day, like we could like book a whole afternoon with a magazine or a TV station to make an interview, and hopefully people would see it and then they might come to the show. Nowadays, you record a reel and you put it out, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are going to see it the next day. Like it's
It's
crazy. So
crazy.
we work the same amount of work, but just targeted differently.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
this world it's kind of crazy with all the technology and everything.
I know.
Sometimes it scares me a little bit. I'm like an old
Yeah,
man, like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I don't want that seeing me.
I don't want to
Take it
learn.
away.
I don't want to learn something new.
I don't understand how this
Yeah,
works. And my little brother's
exactly.
like, it's easy.
It's
But
easy, of course.
for before we wrap this interview, uh, I just wanted to ask you if you have a special message for Mexican fans. You want to say something, send some love.
Absolutely. We're going to keep it very simple because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to send so much love. Thank you so much to our Mexican fans that have been with us since the very, very first time we ever came to see you. Thanks for coming back. We're really looking forward to these shows. And I mean, we just enjoy coming to see you, and we're happy we get to do it again this year.
Yay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for this interview. Have a great day and good luck with all the interviews.
And I'll see you at the show.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect.
See you
Awesome.
there.
Bye.
Thank you so much.